Good evening, all of you. Any doubts in the last class? Please let me know in the chat box if any doubts people are having. Are you started the task what I given? Anybody started or any doubts do you have? I asked you to implement some employee project, right? Employee management system. Okay, so anybody started? Means have you designed GUI? Please let me know if anyone started this project. At least you understood, right? Did you understand what I asked in yesterday's class? I asked you to go through the sample projects what we did so far, and you need to develop your own project. That is employee management system. We can say employee management system. So where the employees are going to be added, are going to be updated and deleted. Okay, so these are the things are going to happen in that, where you need to focus mainly on the database. So any doubts regarding that, please let me know. Or can I design some GUI so that you are going to develop it? Because I'm expecting all of you must complete that project by tomorrow, or at least by Friday. Because maybe I'll close this advanced Python in 2 or 3 classes. Okay, maybe day after tomorrow I'll close it. So by that time everyone must do it. If you are not able to start, then I'll give some idea. At least I'll give you the GUI part. Okay, what need to be done, so that you'll get some idea. Okay, everyone must follow the same site of same style of GUI. Is it okay? Please respond, everyone. Okay, so now I'll give you the GUI part in okay. Just I'll what type of things are to be required. Just I'll give you, so you can go ahead with that interface. You need to implement. And as well as you need to create the database, and you have to work on that project. So I'm giving the inputs for the project what you are supposed to do. Everything you need to do it, right? Okay, so I'll design. I'm not writing any code for that. You need to write the code, but in Paint I'll design it. Okay, so the title of the project should be like okay, so the title of the project is like employee management system. So this is the title of the project. where we are going to collect the information. First, the details are like, let me store employee ID. Employee ID is the first label. For this, we need some text box here. Next, name. So employee name. So for this, one more text box. Next, we'll have department, in which department the employee is working. Okay, so in which department the employee is working. So that is one thing. Next one is email. Email of the employee. Okay, so next I'll take some more details like mobile number of the employee. Next, I'll take gender of the employee. So gender of the employee. Next, address. Address of the employee. Next, you can take date of joining, on which date is joined in the company. Date of joining. Date of joining in the company. So these all are the fields you can take, and now you need to take the buttons here. So first button is, you can take add employee. So you can take add employee. So this is one button. Next, you may take search employee. Search. Next, you may take delete employee. So delete. Delete. Next, you may consider one more update. Update employee details. Update employee details. Okay, so add, search, delete, update, and if you want, you can. Okay, so that is fine. These all are the details you need to take. So this is a GUI form. What you need to design. Okay, this is a GUI form. What you need to design, right? So, okay, so I think what we required here, it's very clear. All are almost text boxes, except gender. Gender is it's a radio button. Okay, so once you design this is actually GUI part. Okay, once you gone design this UI, next we need to go with the database part, right? So in database part, database. In database part, what we need to do? So you need to create a database first. So first you need to create a database. So database, let's say we can say EMP is a database name. Okay, in EMP database, you need to create a table, right? So table name is, we can call it as employee. Employee is a table we need to create. Okay, so you need to create. Let me write. Okay, so let me write in a new form. So here I am writing a database part. What we need, database part. Database part. In database part, what we required, we need to have this. First, we need to create a database. Database is employee database. Employee database. In employee database, you create a table. Okay, so the table name is, you can call it as EMP. You can take any name, that doesn't matter what type of names you are going to consider. Okay, so the EMP table, what we need to create? What are the columns you need to create in EMP table, right? So now this is a EMP table. Let's say it's EMP table. So the column names we need to consider as like your GUI. So first column may be employee ID, name, department. So you need to take employee ID as the first column in the table. I'm talking about table. So you can take employee ID. Employee ID might be the first column. Next, employee name is the next column. That is name of the employee. Name of the employee is the next column. Next, okay, department. Department is the next column. Okay, next. Next, we have email ID, mobile number. Email ID is the next column. Email ID is the next column. Next, mobile number. Mobile number is the next column. Email ID, mobile number. Next, gender. Gender is the next column. Next, to department. Department is the next column. Next, we'll have date of joining. Okay, make sure that all the details should be stored in the database, right? So department. Next, we'll have date of joining. Date of joining is the next So if you see here, these are the details what we are. Okay, so you can we are storing address. Address also one of the. So we need to store all these details. Means you need to create a table with all these details. So here we need to create the table with these details, address, right? So now, what is employee ID? Employee ID, maybe you can give it as integer. Data type is integer. Name, it is a text. Data type. Next, department also text only. And email ID also text only. Mobile number you can give integer or maybe text also. You can give integer. Gender you can give text. And department you can give text. And date of joining, it is a number actually, it is integer. And address you can give it as text. So what we did so far, okay, so this is first we designed the GUI part. So this is actually GUI. This is actually GUI, right? So we designed the GUI with different widgets. Okay, so by using different widgets means text boxes, labels, radio buttons, we designed this GUI. Once this GUI is done, then you need to create a database for the same. So we are creating a database like EMP or employee is a database. In the database, you need to create a table. Table is EMP. So what type of columns we need to have in employee table? So these are the columns. So the columns are as usual. What data you are trying to store from your GUI? The same details. Okay, the same details you need to store in database table. So that's why the column names are nothing but the data what we are taking from GUI. So now this is database part is over. So now how we need to connect? How we need to connect? So now I'll explain this connectivity part. So how now your database is ready. So here so far GUI ready, and database ready, table ready, right? So now they are actually now they are disconnected. GUI is there in one place and table is there in other place, right? So now you need to connect this GUI and as well as this database part, table part, right? So how we need to connect? So now you need to okay, you need to use these buttons. What are these buttons? Let's say for example, if I use add employee, so whenever you are entered some details in all these fields, employee ID, name, and a department, and email ID, and mobile number, gender. Okay, let me give some values here. If I give employee ID 100, okay, and if I given some name ABC, and if I given some department like HR department, email ID abc@gmail.com. Okay, something like this. Mobile number something 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, next gender. So gender maybe I can okay, I can select it as okay I will select this gender as male. Okay, so male. Next address, you can type something like Hyderabad. Next date of joining, here maybe I can give something like 1/1/2000. Okay, so now once you've given all these details, when you click on this add employee button, what it is supposed to do? It is supposed to add the data what you entered in all these fields. It will be stored in the table, right? So for that, it is nothing but what? So I'll write here So first add employee, we are seeing add employee when the details are given and once we click on add employee, okay. So once when the details are given and once we click on add employee, the details should be added in EMP table. So this is the task actually. That is the meaning of add employee button, right? So for this, what we need to do programmatically, what we need to do. Okay, so to achieve this programmatically, what we need to do, we need to use insert command. Okay, so we need to use insert command. So like insert into table name here is EMP values. So what values we need to insert? The values what we entered in the text box. So here these are the values, right? So if you see here, these all are the values. So these all are the values, right? Here, okay. So this is the value, and this is the value, and this is the value, and this is the value. We need to collect all these values, and we need to insert these values only in the database table. So these all are the values should be inserted. That is what our task. So we need to collect all these values. So how we are going to collect all these values? Anyone remembered? Already we seen this type of example in our previous class. How we are going to collect these values? We are going to use a function. Anybody remember what is the function name? How to get the information entered in a text box. Text box means entry here. Anyone? Very good. Yeah, get is a function used to get the details what we entered in all these widgets. So here widgets are text box, okay, text box and radio button. So all are text boxes, only one is radio button, right? We need to use the get method to get these details from this widgets, okay, and that detail should be inserted. Simply you can write insert query. So that insert query will be inserting the details what you entered in the widgets in a table. So that is what we are supposed to do for add employee. And for search employee, what we need to do? Search employee, what we need to do? So for search employee, the functionality is, so search is nothing but it's simply we are going to retrieve the details. Search means retrieve. Okay. So for retrieving the details in SQLite, what we need to do? Let me cut this and I'll write here. Okay, so this is the table. Okay, so now for search, what we need to do? Search. For performing search operation, what we need to do? So we need to write select query. Select query. So how we can write select query? So simply we can write select a star from table name, select a star from EMP. So if I return this selected query, then automatically the data will be we are going to get the data. Let me write the query here in DB browser. For example, you can see here, you can open some database. Let me open the student database. So for example, student database is there. Okay. So yeah, of course, it is employee only. In student, I created employee table. So if I want to get all these details, what I need to do? I want to get the 6 details, 6 records. Simply, I need to in the backend, I need to write selector star from EMP. Selector star from EMP. So see here, if I return this query, then automatically we got 6 records. So here 6 records we got it, right? So employee ID 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600. So these 6 records are retrieved. Similarly here also, in our project also, when you are going to use the search, we need to write a select query. So simply you can write select query in your Python program, not in the database. For your understanding, just I am explaining in the database what will happen. But you need to write this select query in the Python program, right? So you need to write a connection dot execute, con dot execute, select a star from EMP. You can write like that. It is going to give you all the details. That is about search operation. Next operation is delete. Okay. So delete is nothing but deleting an employee from the database. So delete. Delete is nothing but deleting employee from database. I mean from table. So how can we delete an employee from table? Already we know. To perform this delete operation, we need to write a delete query. We need to write a delete query in the program. We need to write a delete query. Already we know how to write delete query. The syntax is delete from table name where employee ID. You can mention one employee ID here. So if you want, you can. So here we need to write in the Python program itself. We need to write a delete query. So delete from table name. Delete from table name, and we need to write the the query here. So that is what a delete operation. Simply, we are going to write a delete query here. For delete operation, we need to write delete query. For search operation, we need to write. Let me highlight this. Okay, for search operation, we need to write a select query, and for delete operation, we need to write a delete query, and for okay. So for add employee, we need to write the insert query. Okay. So for add employee, we need to write insert. These are the queries we need to write if you want to insert the data in the table, in a database table, right? Next we have some more operations. Update is nothing but if you want to update means modifying some details. I want to modify an employee. I want to modify some salary of an employee, or I want to modify the address of an employee, or I want to modify the mobile number of an employee, or I want to modify the department of an employee. Okay, so or I want to modify some email of an employee. So if you want to modify anything, then you need to write the update. Okay, so here what update will do? Update. Update what it is going to do? It will update or modify. Will update or modify. It will update or modify employee details. Okay. So it is update is going to simply it will update or modify employee details, right? So how we are going to get these details? You may update anything. Okay, so already we know the syntax, right? So this can be done by using update query. Okay, so update query, I think I hope all of you are remembered update query. The syntax for update query is update table name set column name is equals to some new value. Okay, so update table name set column name is equals to new value. For example, I want to update mobile number. Then what I write? Okay, so let me write a simple example. How can we update this? So example update mobile number of employee. So how can we update mobile number? Uh, like we can write this query update MP table name set mobile is equals to new value. New value means previously, for example, mobile number is 123456. Then maybe I can change it to 9000, something like this. Now this mobile number is going to be updated in the employee database. Previously, it may have some other number. Now it is going to be updated. Similarly, not only for mobile number, so you can have any details of an employee can be updated like this by using this query. You can update anything. It may be mobile number, it may be email ID, it may be department, or it may be okay, anything can be updated like this. Okay, so this is the way how you are going to perform all these operations. If you want any additional requirement also, you can add here. I'm taking only these four functions. Or if you want to take some more information from employee, you can take, like you are going to consider salary. Okay, salary of an employee, you can add salary column also. Okay, you can add salary in the GUI part also. Or if you want any other details, like okay, branch. Okay, in which branch he is working, means in a city maybe we have multiple branches for a particular company, right? So address means, for example, Hyderabad. In Hyderabad, maybe that company is having some multiple branches. So in which branch he is working, so that is also you can consider. Or you may consider any type of, you may consider Aadhaar number. Okay, so that is also one of the field for the employee. So depending on our number of experience in years, how many years of experience he is having, right? So these all are the state. You may consider state, you may consider country, you may consider okay, uh, nationality. Nationality also you may take some radio button. So you can write Indian, non-Indian. So you can consider that one also. So you can take your own details, but this is the interface what I given. This is the GUI what I given is, these are the minimum details you need to consider. These all are the minimum details, like employee ID, name, department, email ID, mobile number, gender, address, date of joining. These all are the minimum details, minimum essential details for any employee. So if you want, you can consider more. But if you consider more, you try to make sure that all the details are going to be stored in the table or not. If you take some 20 fields in GUI, you are taking 20 fields. Okay, so whether you are storing all the 20 fields in the database table, so you need to make sure. So whether if you are going to store the 20 fields in GUI table, then only your data will be secured. So if there is anything happen, even you can track your database table. Even you can see what is happening in your application, right? So this is the way how you are going to design your project. Not only this project, if I given any other project tomorrow, if I asked you, okay, can you design some hotel management system, or can you design some hospital management system, okay, can you design some student management system? So everywhere only this type of information is going to be required. So hospital management system, what information you need to gather, you need to collect. For example, for a hospital, patients will, so you need to gather the information of a patient. So what is the disease, and what is the address of the patient, what is the name of the patient, what is the okay, from how many days he is suffering, okay, what is the state of the patient, and what are the health condition, means the reports of the patient. So all these things you may gather, and you can write. You are in a position to do any type of project in your okay, in your uh, interface. You need to design your own interface, and you must come up with your own ideas. If somebody has given some application, like any application, student application or employee application, or any application, if they given some title, you are in a position to do, you are in a position to work on that project. You must do everything, you have to do. No one is going to suggest you take this, you take that, okay. It is not like it's not like something which is uh, which is already available. You must decide, you must decide what to be considered for an employee. You must decide what to be considered for a hotel, and you must consider what to be considered for a student, what to be considered for a hospital, okay. And what are the details required to be stored in a table. So how many mandatory details I need to take in a interface in GUI. Okay, so all these things you need to you will get all these things through practice only. If you did one or two projects by your own, then you can understand very okay, very easily you can do it. That's why just I'm trying to explain how the things are working in GUI side, and as well as in database side. So in GUI, what is happening? In database, what is happening? So how we are going to create a table, how we are going to insert the data, how we are going to delete the data, how we are going to modify the data, everything. Okay, so this is the style, and this is the way how you are going to think. If you are working on any project, the structure of any project and the flow of any project is the same. First you must go with the interface GUI part, front end part. Once front end is clear, once front end is ready, then you need to go to the back end part. Once your back end is ready, then you need to know how to connect this front end and back end. Front end sits at one place, and back end sits at other place. Your role, your duty is to connect this front end with the back end, right? So that is the reason why you need to think about how this can be connected, how it will be done. So what is the logic need to be written to connect this front end and back end. So project is not on a particular application. You are in a position to do any type of application, any type of real time application. You are in a position to implement. So that is what a project we can call. So it is not something like okay, we learned only 3 projects, or we learned only 4 projects, okay, I don't know any other projects. It's not like that. If anybody has given any real time problem, any real time scenario, or any real time application, you are in a position to design, you are in a position to implement, and you are in a position to think, and you have to do everything as per the application, right? So please, I'll recommend all of you to implement this project. I told you already, you may get some doubts if you start working on it. If you don't working on it, you won't get any doubts, and you won't get any ideas also. You will get ideas and you will get doubts only if you are started working on a particular project, because while implementing you will get so many doubts and you will get so many ideas. So that will creates, and that will gives you more confidence, right? So any doubts, please let me know if you have any doubts. If you don't have any doubts, I'll stop here.